Well, hey there. How you doing? I just took a sip of, oh God, I'm so sorry. Of some Diet Pepsi.
Yet
Delicious.
another accomplishment.
All right, here we go. So this is the blood tracking, right? This is Act 1. We have to go fight the Great Alpha Wolf. This is what I love about V Rising is all these bosses. Some are crazy to fight, some aren't crazy to fight. But this is gonna be all this. Look at all of this. It's amazing. I love this. This is my favorite thing about this game. Is the V blood. But we're gonna wait until we have copper stuff to go fight Mr. Wolf. Because let's see. It is imperative that we go prepared. Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have gotten damn near close to the end on a solo playthrough. It gets incredibly hard. It gets very hard. It gets even very hard near Act 2. Alright, we're going to die. And we're going to have to go back. And we're going to go back and fight. And we're going to die a couple of times on a couple of these bosses, right? This game is hard. Like, for Pete's sake, look at the size of this map, right? And we're just down here in the Farbane Woods. Like, this is all of Act 1. You got the Dunley farmlands. That's about Act 2-ish. And then, you know, just listen. It's gonna be fun. Trust me. This game is great. And there's so much, you can tell the love and the passion that was put into this game by everything about it, right? Like, they've listened to fan feedback, like, you know, the devs, this game, you can tell, was a labor of love, and, like, the love is very apparent in this game. Like, I don't have to sit here and tell you, like, if you play it, you'll notice it for yourself, you could play it for yourself. I recommend you should play this game for yourself. Again, it is just possibly one of the best vampire games that we have out here. It treats vampires, you know, not as like props or as like bleed, but like vampires as a whole. Like, these things are fucking dangerous. This isn't Skyrim vampires. This is vampires. Which, vampires all throughout, you know, mythology, fantasy, they've always been, I feel like very seldomly few things do vampires correctly, by my standards, right? I'm not saying, like, the end-all, be-all on what a vampire is. Excuse you, rascal. Now look at that, you're dead. But, you know, I think this does vampires very well. Castlevania does vampires very well. Even Masquerade, Bloodlines, the Masquerade does vampires very well. I've not played the second game that came out. It's on my list. I love Vampire the Masquerade. It is a fucking great game. If you've never played it, you should. It's short. It's sweet. You know. It's spooky. There's a lot of good things to love about that game, and I would hope that you would take my recommendation, because if you know, I know ball. I know a lot of games. I have played a lot of games in my time. Trust me, I have played a lot of games in my time. When you're in the military, I know I'm going on about a military story again. When you are in the military, you find an appreciation for a lot of single-player games. Very story-based games that you're going to get a lot of mileage out of. I believe on my very first float, when I had my laptop, I played through the Witcher series. The series. Which, fantastic series. I love the Witcher games. They're great. Another very good fantasy game. Yeah, but trust me, I know good games. This right here, is a good fucking game. Play it. Enjoy it. Love it. I don't care. Just play the damn game. It's fun. Even if you want to just sit here and watch. That's also another thing. people will sit there and watch games, and then they'll be like, well, I got the experience of playing that game. No, you didn't. You watched somebody play the game because, you know, maybe they're your favorite YouTuber, maybe, you know, you just really wanted to know how the game really is, and you watch it and you're like, well, I got the experience that I need. You don't really have the experience of playing the game you do not get the experience of playing the game from watching the game, right? You get that person's experience, right? That's the whole point of playthroughs, walkthroughs, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You get their experience that they had with the game. Who knows? Maybe something about the mechanics that they weren't even showing or they weren't even doing. You sit there and you're like, God damn, why weren't they even doing this? This is so fun. This is amazing. This is a different way to play. It is okay to watch games. I watch a lot of YouTube. That's my thing, right? I wouldn't say that's my thing, but I've been watching YouTube for a while, right? You know, like a lot of people who just do this casually as a do this casually, like make YouTube videos casually. Most people grew up watching YouTube, right? I didn't really watch TV all that much. Like, of course, I'd watch the, you know, movies with my dad, the occasional, like, you know, show here and there, but I wasn't, like, you know, constantly watching TV. I was definitely watching stuff on YouTube. Like, I think I was watching Markiplier back when he first did Witch's House, which, if you don't know Witch's House, it's an amazing JRPG horror game. Like, not JRPG, RPG Maker horror game. Which, if you don't know about the old days of RPG Maker horror games, then you need to go educate yourself, because goddamn, was that a great time to be watching YouTube, was during those games. And, like, there's still people who play them, like Manly Badass Hero, or they have evolved now to, like, things like you know, Look Outside, which fantastic game. I have not played it yet. I want to play it. It was such a good game, and I was so bought in on it that while I was watching Manly's like first like episode, I just stopped, and I was like, I need to play this game for myself. It would be doing myself a disservice to not play this game for myself and experience it myself, right? Everything about it, I was so bought in. It was the art, you know, the music, the setting. It was all fantastic. It really hit that, like, old nostalgia of, like, RPG Maker horror games. Not necessarily like Witch's House or Mad Father or anything like that, but more of an evolved version of all those, right? Which, again, I watched Markiplier play it. I've watched Manly Badass Hero. I watch YouTube. I've watched YouTubers for fucking ever. Which, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people nowadays. There was this TikTok by a YouTuber that I saw, and he was talking about there's no real, like, YouTubers anymore, right? There's nobody really just making content for the love of the game. You know, a lot of people see it now as, like, a way for, you know, money or success or, you know, notoriety, which that's 100% true. Trust me. Like, I have seen it, you know, and I'm not even going to say, oh, it's the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. Like, that's just the natural progression of anything. If it gets big enough and, you know, there's money to be had, businesses, investors, all this other shit's going to start getting involved with it. I mean, it would be stupid for anybody on Team YouTube to not do it. Because, yes, there is a lot of money to be had here. There's also a lot of creativity to be had here. And I think when you start getting invested in money side, you start losing on the creativity side. But that's for a different conversation. The conversation is there's no more YouTubers. There are content creators. Yeah, there are. There's just content creators. There's not really many YouTubers. There's not many people making YouTubes because they genuinely love making videos and stuff like that, or doing what they're doing. They see it as a means to an end to get big, to get money. And you can blame Jimmy Beast for all that. You can blame this or that. I honestly believe that, you know, it's a handful of everything. It's, you know, it's streamer culture hitting, you know, mainstream. It was everybody being on lockdown who, you know, decided that, you know, why not? Because, you know, maybe it's a way that they saw that they could potentially put food on the table. Maybe they're a really entertaining person and they wanted to, you know, try their hand at it, and it popped off for them. There's multiple different reasons of why somebody's doing it, and you can't blame anybody for wanting to do one thing or another, right? Like, no matter how the butter's made, the butter was made, right? No matter how they churned the fucking wood, the butter's still there. No matter the reason for the seasoning, the meat's still there, right? And, like, if somebody's looking at it as purely financial gain or stuff like that, you know, sorry, hold up. I just got a message, and it's a little bit, hold up, sorry. Sorry about that. Right, like, you can't blame somebody for wanting to get out there and make content, right? Now, there is a difference between a content creator and a YouTuber. Now, don't listen to me. I'm just somebody who's watched, you know, YouTube for their whole life. You can definitely tell when somebody's making content and when somebody's doing something because they genuinely love this thing or feel like, you know, the passion for it. You can definitely tell if somebody's being genuine with what they're doing or if it's just because, hey, this might be the niche that I could worm my way into, right? That's how to tell, like, and I'm not going to say, like, oh, they're a poser or anything like that, because that's stupid. Fucking don't gatekeep gaming, right? It's for everybody. There's no one game that's for, you know, only this people. There's no one thing that's for this person. I believe anybody can find enjoyment and, you know, entertainment in anything, like any video game, any music, anything that you so damn desire to want to get into, right? Nothing is for specifically one person or one type of person. But that being said, you know, you can, where am I going with this? Milkman to Paperboy. What am I saying? You can tell the difference between a content creator who genuinely loves what they're doing and somebody who's doing it because it will make them money. It will be very apparent. It'll make itself very apparent in everything that they say and do. And at a certain point, it will end for them, right? If you genuinely love doing what you're doing, right? You know, the stupid saying, like, love what you do and you never work a day in your life. And it's like, I mean, that's a nice sentiment there, but yeah, I don't agree with that one. You definitely gotta work, right? You can't not work in life. I mean, you can not work, of course, but the you never work a day in your life if you're doing something you love is a very how do I say stupid take. I think it's very dumb because you're gonna have to do stuff you don't like. I don't necessarily like going to work every day. If I'm being 100% honest with you. What? You don't like working at an airport and loading bags and all that? No. No, I can tell you I genuinely don't. But hey, I need to get some money. We all need money in this world, as much as people want to say, I don't need money. I will sustain myself off the land. You're gonna fucking die. I'm sorry. But, right, before I got onto that little tangent and rant, if you genuinely like something, you can tell in the way that they play, or in the way that they talk about it, or anything like that, right? As opposed to someone just phoning it in and, you know, not making something that they genuinely love. Right? Sorry, this is a little bit roundabout. It's a little bit fucking... But I will say, let's start hunting down Mr. Wolf. I think we can kill him now. Yeah. There's a definite tell when somebody's disingenuous with what they're saying or what they're playing or something like that. Right? And there's nothing wrong with, like, you know, jumping on the latest game, right? Like, if you want to, if you want to, like, you know, play, like, Windrose and, like, oh, it's the new game, let's check it out. Like, yeah, sure, that's fine, 100%. But if you're, like, doing it, oh, this is the popular thing, so let me ham it up for the camera and act like I'm having just a gay old time, right? You know, like they say in the Flintstones. They say that. But if you're hamming it up and all that jazz, then yeah, people are gonna tell, right? Like, again, your audience is not as stupid as you think they are. That is a good saying, and it applies to a lot of things. I don't necessarily want to fight you right now because pretty low on blood, and I want to kill this wolf. A little ponytail. Look at the physics on this game. There's so much to appreciate about this game. And I wish I could say more. I wish I could shove my love for this game down your throat and be like, love it as much as I do. Wham, wham, wham. Get the fuck off me, bud. Oh yeah, as you can see, different weapons, the more they level up, you have different abilities with them, like the whirlwind for this, and like, you know, here, let me show you with the axe. Let me just go over here and grab this health orb. Yeah, the forward thrust with the axes. I like the sword. I like the whirlwind. Alright, come here, big wolf. Alrighty then. Now we get into the fun thing. Yep. Poor wolf.
I feel stronger.
Also, if you want to just collect a bunch of resources really fast, then
Recognize my power.
Soul of the Wolf. Let me see, because I do know that there's spellbook. Vampire powers. There we go. Soul of the Wolf, Stygian Wolf, Default Wolf. We'll go Soul of the Wolf. And now look.
I am what I must be.
Turn into a wolf. Look at that. Look at that little Alucard wolf. Except that wolf was blue. But now we got a wolf power. We can jump. We can wolf jump. Wolves do that thing. Let's see. Now that we have this V-Blood, we got to hunt down additional V-Blood carriers. And we're going to go get some... So, as you can see right here, you know, wolf. We got the wolf form from hunting down the V-Blood. And the more V-Blood you hunt down, the more things you unlock. And it's not just specifically abilities, you unlock things like, oh, there you go. You unlock things like crafting recipes, you unlock things like, you know, different base building things, and you just unlock more stuff the more blood you feed on it. Really good progression. It's fun. You'll like it. Just play the game. Buy the game. Play the game. Right? Alright. Anyways, it's getting around that time. If you like this, like, comment, and subscribe. You do all that, you get 200 funny monies. I'm not going to give it to you, but hey, maybe you'll find it next to your castle heart. Alright, catch you guys later. See you.